I first contacted Martin Gerrard when we decided to put the house on the market. And the reason for that is because our next door neighbours sold with them. They've been in the area for 50 years or more. And after I met Craig, I thought he's a straight shooter. The guy's, he's been upfront with me. He wasn't, he didn't try and overinflate the price. He was quite honest about where the market was as well. And so that's why I went with him in the first place. Well, we had other agents come in, basically all the agents on the high street. And there was always always felt like there was an angle, or there was, they weren't kind of being honest with me about certain things and just a bit overly friendly, etc. Whereas I found Craig to be very businesslike, and he was just honest about what he felt the house could go for and the people that he could bring in to see it. So after looking at all the agents on the high street, and there's a lot of them here in North Finchley, we went with Craig, Martin Gerrard. Because it was post the Brexit referendum, it was important for us to have an agent who was going to be honest about what the market was doing and how much he felt the house could go for, and the kind of people that they would bring through the door, in terms of, because we live in a place where there's very good schools, very close to the high street. So we were looking for, families, young families, or older people looking to downsize, etc. So we were looking for an agent that was just going to be completely honest about the kind of people they were going to bring in as well. Not just the price of the house, but we didn't really want Joe Bloggs, anybody off the street coming in, and then having a look at the place. We wanted to be sure the right people were coming through. And that's what Craig did. He brought the right people through the doors. It was very tricky because it's post-Brexit, but, they did a great job getting people through the door. What really impressed me about Craig and the Martin Gerrard office here was that the pictures they kind of showed the way we look at the house. They chose a great day to do it on. They weren't just going to come in on any old day. It was a beautiful day, so we've got a very big garden, so there's great pictures of the garden, and it kind of looked like the way we saw the house when we first bought it all those years ago. It just looked great. The whole house looked fantastic. I feel like I can trust Martin Gerrard because they've always been open and honest with me. Castro and Kiri in the office and Craig, they're not scared to tell me how it is. I would prefer someone to just be straight with me, and don't fudge it. If there's a problem, tell me there's a problem. I've never had any problems getting hold of them, which I think is a massive thing in the times we live in now in terms of estate agents. That I've heard stories where you just can't get hold of them. If there's a problem, you can't get hold of them. I've always been able to pick up the phone and phone them, or just pop into the office, which is across the road. I've given up my personal time to do this testimonial because I just think, for me, the experience we've had has been great with them. It's been tough, as I say, because it's post-Brexit, but they've done everything that they said they would. They've never shirked their responsibilities. And they've also always been very understanding of our situation. They take into account what you're going through emotionally, because it's a very emotional thing to sell a house, and they understand that. And the reason I wanted to do the testimonial is because I feel there's a lot of agents out there who pay lip service but don't do that. They don't have that connection with you as a family, and they do. They definitely do. I would absolutely recommend Martin Gerrard in terms of selling your property, or buying a property, I guess, as well. I wouldn't even hesitate, particularly in North London. They're the estate agent that everybody I know goes to, and so I would definitely recommend them, yeah.